welcome back to WRD. I don't want to make this intro too long, so today I'm going to be doing a how to study for final exam week, since this week is my final exams, and I think other high schools are this week too. So let's get to the video. So there's 5 categories. So the categories are studying, meeting with your teacher, paying attention in class, the day before finals, which is the night of finals, and the day of finals. And I'm going to be talking about each one. So let's get to the first one, which is studying. So some of these studying tips and tricks I will talk about, or I will actually show you. But the first one is to study at least 2 weeks in advance and don't procrastinate. Studying 2 weeks in advance will help you study each subject that you're going to be taking the final in for a little bit more, I guess. So it should be enough time to study for each subject. Like for me, I'm only taking I believe 1 final, which is just pre-calc, but if I had to take all 4 of my subjects, 2 weeks for all 4 subjects studying should be plenty of time. But if you're a slower, I guess not slow, slower learner, or you want to study more, then study for more, which is always good. But yeah, 2 weeks is usually the best, and teachers usually say 2 weeks in advance should be fine.
These next 2 tricks are very useful. The first one is to make flashcards. These 2 tricks help me especially for my medical class, since we have a lot of vocab words and I am not so good at memorizing definitions. The next one is to rewrite any notes that you have taken in class to help you understand more and remember what you have learned.
So these next 2 tips are very useful, again, like the other ones. The first one is to use acronyms, which helps me a lot, especially when I have to remember a lot, I shall say. Sorry if I'm a little stuttering, whatever. I'm still getting over a little cold, so yeah. So is to use acronyms, which helps a lot, trust me. And then the second one is repetition is key. Keep doing your work. Try to rewrite notes a lot. Try to make more note cards if you can, and it will help in the long run to remember the material. And I'm gonna take this from my math teacher. He always says this, and it's true. If you think you have it, you don't. You have to know that you have it. You have to know that you know it, and then you're gonna get a good grade on the test or quiz or whatever you're doing. If you don't think you have it, then you don't have it. So basically the quote is, and I'm gonna probably put it someone over here or whatever, if you think you have it, you don't have it. So yeah, that would be kind of that. My math teacher says that a lot, and I think that's really true. And yeah, so yeah.
Another tip would be to make sure you have any tests or quizzes or handouts that your teacher has given you. This is so you can look them over. For example, mine would be math and my medical class. I would look them over to see if I have forgotten anything that would be on the test. Another one would be to put away any distractions. People, this means your phones and electronics. The next tip would be to test yourself. Make a practice test or have one of your family members or friends make one for you. A helpful website would be Quizlet. You can make tests, play a matching game, make flashcards, and do a lot more. I highly recommend this if you have a class where you have a lot of memorizing you have to do.
So the second one is meeting with your teacher. The first one is if you don't understand something in class or on the exam review, ask questions. Go for extra help in the morning or after school whenever your teacher is available excuse me, for you. Ask questions. No questions are dumb, as teachers always say that. Just don't be afraid to ask questions, and I've been there a lot. I would always be afraid to ask questions because I think it'd be a stupid one, or people would think I'm stupid or dumb or whatever it is. The third one is teachers can give you ways to prepare for the exam, and they may even tell you a little more about what is on the exam. And teachers are there to see you succeed and not fail. They've been there for you. They've been there before, and they know what you're going through. And so make sure you go see your teacher whenever you need help. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Let's move on to the next one. So as you guys may know, this next one is paying attention in class, which is probably one of the most important things. So when you're paying attention in class, make sure you take all the notes that the teacher puts on the board and make them as neat as possible. Because if you make them sloppy, you may not know what you have written, and it may be important on the future test or quiz or exam. If the teacher writes something on the board and he or she doesn't say to write it down, write it down. It may be probably one of the most important things that may be on the test or quiz or an exam. Like, I learned that the hard way, and trust me, write down everything that he or she has written on the board. It will help. And then, again, I'm going to say this like in the other one, but ask questions and don't be afraid to ask them. It will help if you don't understand something, and don't be afraid. Don't be like the one person that doesn't understand it and you like don't want to ask that question and you think it's dumb. Ask it anyway, or pull the teacher aside and ask them, or write it down on a piece of paper and give it to them, and they can answer the question but not tell anyone who basically asked the question, if that makes any sense. I know that's short and simple, but that's probably one of the most important things, is to pay attention and make sure you write down all the notes, because it will help you on the exam. So the next one, I will combine the both two, which is the day of the night before the exam and the day of the exam. So let's get to it. So the last two things are the night before finals and the day of the finals. So the night before finals, you should get at least 8 hours of sleep. Scientists have proven that if you get 8 hours of sleep, the next day you will perform at your best. So try to get 8 hours of sleep. Eat a good dinner and pick out your outfit for the next day, the night before. Make your lunch the night before. Do anything that you need to do the night before, so that when you get up in the morning, you don't have to worry about that. It's one less thing to worry about, which I do that all the time. The day of the finals, eat a good breakfast. It will help you stay energized throughout the test. Make sure you bring a few number 2 pencils, a reading book, or anything to do besides your phone after you finish the exam, if you finish early. Bring water to stay hydrated, because you can get very anxious, and trust me, I get anxious and nervous before a test or quiz or an exam. So always have a water bottle, just in case if you get a panic attack or a cough attack or whatever, then you have water. And the last thing is, if you feel nervous, take 3 slow breaths and think of a relaxing place. We have all been there, and trust me, I struggle with taking a test, and it's a hard thing for me to do, and so I usually just think of a relaxing place, take 3 slow and deep breaths, and then I get right to the test. That's all for this video. I hope you guys can take a lot of lessons from this video, and please make sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and comment anything else you guys want me to do, or any one of us that you want us to do. And make sure you hit that notification button, so that when we upload, it will notify you. So yeah, thanks for watching, and come back this Friday so you can watch Rebecca's video. See you next Tuesday. Bye.